One thing that a lot of applications need is an intelligent full-text searching capability. You've already seen me use the match function on top of filter. And to remind you, match just uses regular expressions. So here, I can create a filter command and then use the callback and then return the album name and then use .match and then pass in some kind of regex. Now, if I use lowercase devil.star, well, we had this problem before. Remember, it's case sensitive. I can actually get around this problem of case sensitivity just by remembering a little bit of regex. So what I can do to switch off the case sensitivity of this query, and I'll cruise in here so you can see it, is to put in an expression here, question mark, and then I, and that says make this case insensitive. Well, that's interesting, but it's not really full text index searching. And for that, you're pretty much going to want to switch over to a dedicated full text search server. And you can't get much better than Elasticsearch. You could also go with a service like SwiftType. We're going to come back to Elasticsearch in just a second, but I do want to mention SwiftType. This is a great tool because it comes with analytics and it tells you what people are searching on your site. It even has a specially tuned one for e-commerce. So, at the drop of a JavaScript, it hooks up to their service, it scans your site, and for a lot of customers, that's all they really care about is what they can see on your pages. And a lot of times that corresponds directly with products. It is a paid service, however, and I know a lot of folks would rather go with something like Elasticsearch. So if you want to use that, there is a section here in the documentation that tells you everything about how to set it up. And that's what I'm going to go through here and show you. So I've already installed Elasticsearch on my machine. If I go to localhost 9200, you can see that I have the output here from the Elasticsearch server. And I am also running Zane right next to it. So we have a RethinkDB cluster running, we have Elasticsearch running. So now I'm just going to go step right through and install the plugin, the River plugin that hooks up RethinkDB to Elasticsearch. And this is provided by the RethinkDB team. It can take a while to download, especially if you're on really slow Wi-Fi in Italy, like I am. But anyway, once it gets installed, I'm just going to restart my Elasticsearch service. And there we go. It is up and running. Okay. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to tell Elasticsearch to use this plugin, and I need to configure it a little bit and tell it what to look at, what port and database to look at in RethinkDB. So that's the next part of the tutorial here. It tells you exactly how to do that. It's simply an exput up to your Elasticsearch service, and you send in a payload, as you see here. Type is RethinkDB, etc., 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 and then the databases. Well, I have already formatted this, so I can just paste it in here. And I'm telling it to, again, use our plugin, and that our database's name is music, and it should look at the catalog table. And finally, that the host is localhost port 2815. And sending that off, it was created. That's good. So let's go over here and use a Chrome plugin called Sense. And this is going to allow us to browse all the data in our Elasticsearch instance that's running. And if I run this query, which means bring me back everything, and scan on down here, hey, there's our music catalog. It's the music index, the type is catalog, and if I scroll down here, we can see all of the albums. That's good, but I don't know if I want to scan over all of those things, but I'll handle that later on. For now, let's just query this and see if it works. So I'm just going to send it in straight up string over the entire index, and I'll use devil as I've been doing before, and good. There's the hits. We have a total hit of 5, and it returns the documents that I expect. Good. All right, well, the next task here is to make sure that our application can talk to Elasticsearch. So I want to be sure I installed the node bits for Elasticsearch, and you do that using npm install Elasticsearch, and then you can use it right inside your application. And then I can just copy and paste this code right out of the Elasticsearch documentation. And what I want to do is I want to run it inside of our app to make sure that it works. So I'll just copy and paste it down. The index is going to be music, and the type is going to be catalog. And what I'll do is I'll just mirror the exact query that I did in the sense interface, and I'll just query on devil like I did. So use query string and then query, And let's flip back over into our terminal, and I'll run this using node search.js, and boom, there's all the hits that we expect to see. This is great. Our catalog is being synchronized directly into Elasticsearch, and we can query it from our application.